My mom kept insisting I have developmental disorders, so I handed her the controller. For months, my mom had been going on and on about how I supposedly had attention problems and couldn't focus on anything. She'd watch me playing video games for hours and shake her head, saying stuff like, "Tyler, normal kids don't hyperfocus like this," and "You zone out during conversations but can remember every detail about some stupid game." The breaking point came when she scheduled me an appointment with some specialist without even asking me first. She just announced it at dinner like it was already decided. "Dr. Martinez thinks you might have ADHD or something on the spectrum," she said, cutting her chicken. "We're going next Tuesday." I put down my fork. "Mom, I don't have any disorders, I just like gaming." "Honey, you spent 14 hours straight playing that war game last weekend. That's not normal. It's called a tournament, Mom. There was money involved." She rolled her eyes. "See? You can't even have a normal conversation about this. You get defensive and change the subject." That's when I had an idea. A really petty, perfect idea. "You know what? Fine, but I want you to try something first." I stood up and walked to my room, coming back with my controller. "I want you to play one level of the game I was playing last weekend. Just one level." She laughed. "Tyler, I'm not going to waste my time on—" "No, Mom. You keep saying I have focus problems because of how I play games. So let's see if games are really the problem, or if maybe, just maybe, you have no idea what you're talking about." She stared at me for a second, probably deciding if she should ground me for the attitude, but my dad chuckled from across the table. "Do it, honey. Might be educational." So she did. I loaded up Call of Duty and handed her the controller. "This is the level I was stuck on for 3 hours last weekend. Just get to the checkpoint. Should take like 15 minutes if you don't have any focus issues." She grabbed the controller with this confident smirk, like she was about to prove some point. 20 minutes later, she was dead again. "This is ridiculous," she muttered, respawning for probably the 20th time. "How do you even move and look around at the same time?" "Focus, Mom. You said I have attention problems, remember?" An hour passed. She was sweating a little, leaning forward in her chair, her tongue sticking out the corner of her mouth like she was taking a test. She kept dying at the exact same spot. This part where you had to coordinate throwing a grenade while moving behind cover and shooting 2 guys at once. "Okay, this is actually really hard," she admitted, not taking her eyes off the screen. "Yeah? Weird. It's almost like games require intense concentration, quick decision-making, and the ability to track multiple things at once." 2 hours in, my dad had finished the dishes and was watching from the doorway. "Honey, maybe you should—" "No, I almost had it that time," she snapped, hitting retry again. "I can do this." That's when it hit me. My mom was hyper-focusing. She hadn't looked away from the screen in 2 hours. She'd barely blinked. She was doing exactly what she'd been criticizing me for. 3.5 hours later, she finally made it to the checkpoint. She threw the controller down and stretched her neck, which was probably killing her from leaning forward so long. "Okay," she said, breathing a little heavy. "That was actually really challenging." "Mom, yeah? You just spent 3.5 hours completely absorbed in a task that required sustained attention, rapid problem-solving, hand-eye coordination, and the ability to learn from repeated failures while maintaining focus despite frustration." She blinked at me. "Do you think someone with serious attention problems could do what you just did?" The room got quiet. I could see the wheels turning in her head. She looked down at the controller, then back at me. "I was just trying to prove a point," she said weakly. "Yeah, you did. You proved that games aren't mindless time wasters. They're actually pretty demanding mentally. You also proved that when you're genuinely interested in something, you can focus for hours without getting distracted. Just like me." She was quiet for a long time. My dad cleared his throat. "So," he said, "are we still doing that doctor appointment?" My mom looked at me, then at the TV screen still showing the checkpoint she'd worked so hard to reach. She picked up her phone and deleted something. "I think," she said slowly, "I might have been wrong about a few things." The appointment got canceled. She never brought up developmental disorders again.